All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another podcast slash YouTube video of Let's Talk. I do interviews with people that I know or have worked with that I think are interesting. They might not be that interesting to other people, but I think they're pretty fucking interesting.
Well, I'm fucking interesting. So.
Exactly. Thank you. And today we're kind of switch it up because if you guys follow me, which is great. I appreciate it so much. My name is Carlos, by the way. I have Keith here. I've done an interview with Keith before, but we're going to do another one. We're going to switch it up, and he's going to interview me. And the reason I asked Keith to do it is because Keith is probably the only person in Austin that knows me well enough and long enough to actually know who I am. And we've only known each other for what, like 5 years, 4 years?
2017, 7.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. So, and as Keith will tell you, I am I'm not a very public person. I'm not a very I'm kind of private.
I was talking shit about Trey beforehand because also I call him Trey.
Yeah.
This man is an open book. He's got like zero filter. This man has negative filter. It's crazy. Like you were so you were like talking yourself up before this podcast.
I was,
and which is like it's crazy to me because you don't put your face on your shit.
I don't,
but you're like a very open and like kind of public person. But you just like
I don't like my face. I don't like it out there. I don't know why. I think it's that Gen X thing. I don't know. It's something.
Which one is that?
That's the ones that were born in the year 2010.
That tracks. This man is 14.
Yeah. How dare you?
Sorry, as an ancient over here.
Yeah. So anyway, so today we're going to do a reverse interview where he's going to interview me and hopefully answer some of you guys' questions, because I do get a lot of questions from you guys asking who I am, because you don't know who I am, and some of you really don't care because you're here to look at the other models, but that's fine. That's why I do it also. But I thought this would be fun to do kind of like a talk about both of us, or about me, and then from someone who actually known me for a while. So I'm going to hand everything over to him, and I told him he could have full control of all the buttons. I don't know if you guys want that, but he's going to take control over it. So he's super excited. Anyway, all right, I'm turning it over, and then, yay. Okay, there you go.
I'm glad that you reminded me of that because I totally forgot that I had control over this. So we have...
Yeah. So much fun.
Oh, you have to turn this one off.
Yeah, you have to turn them off on. Yeah, you can turn them off on. That's my favorite one.
That's a good one. Yeah. Honestly, the fact that I didn't remember that I had control over this is a
yeah, it is.
It's a womp.
Yeah, it is. I like using that when I ask people if they're gay or straight.
And then no matter what they say,
yeah,
their sexuality
it's like,
is just
sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Sucks.
Wrong answer.
Wrong answer.
Yeah. No matter what it is.
No matter what it is.
Okay, so when did you start on social media?
I started on social media probably 2015, but very light.
Yeah.
I'm not a social media person.
Yeah.
And so I started it because everybody else was telling me to do it. And so I did it. And then I figured that if I started doing more of it, then maybe I would get jobs, because that's the reason I was only doing it, was to get work.
Yeah. And
so I just started doing more and more. And now for some odd reason, I have like a lot of followers on Instagram.
It's because you're a slut.
And exactly. And I wish I was more of a social media whore, because like I don't real grasp the amount of people that follow me, because I don't think it's a lot. I think it's silly.
Yeah.
But then when I show people, or when people look at it, they're like, "Oh my God, like how did you get that many?" I'm like, "I don't know. They just follow me. I don't know." Like, And Instagram's really hard now, so I'm glad that I started when I started, because there's no way I could do that now.
Yeah.
I mean,
social media is such
saturated.
a bubble too, though. Like we're like, this is being like, as a content creator for both of us,
right?
The people that we're around most of the time are content creators, and so we're just around people who have followings, and it's like it's the thing that we spend most of our time on. It's like we're paying attention to it all the time, so the number just becomes like
obsessive.
Yeah. And
I try not to make it become obsessive, because I did catch myself at one time kind of looking at it a lot and being like, "Oh my God, why am I not growing? Why am I? They don't like my stuff. They don't like my stuff." And I was like, "No, fuck this. It's a computer that's like controlling where my pictures are going and who's seeing it."
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with my work. It just has to do with who's looking at it.
Yeah.
If that one right person looks at it and re-reels it or redoes it, then that's all you need.
Yeah. And it's interesting too. Like I've had like kind of a shift in the way that I think about audience too. It's like you're building a community. And when you think about, because you have what, like 50,000 followers on Instagram?
Something like that.
Yeah. Like that's a fuck ton of people to have like in a community who like follow your work.
Right.
Like back in the day.
Yeah. Back in when you were younger.
Back before,
Before me.
Oh yeah, definitely before you.
Definitely.
Maybe even before the turn of the century. You used to have like patrons of the arts, and
right?
But like
right.
they're all, to have an audience that large it's substantial.
It is.
You've done a really cool thing.
But what's hard is keeping up with it now, right? So like I do try to stay aware of like the content that I'm putting out. If it's on par with what's going on in the world right now. I'm constantly looking at other work. I'm constantly looking at other pictures. I don't like my work to stay stagnant, but sometimes it does. And, then I have to like kind of branch out and look at other things and be like, oh, I need to try that, or I should try that and see what happens, So it does help also kind of like creatively, but, it's hard.
Yeah. It's also really interesting, like from the eye of the creative, because this is the thing that we spend like all of our time and like energy and life and thought doing, right? And so for us, this is like, it's a really fucking big thing. And then for someone else looking at it, it's like, it's just like maybe a part of their day.
Oh yeah.
And so they come back to you because they're used to the work that you do.
Right.
But then for us, it's like, oh, okay, this is what I'm spending all my day doing. So you're like, oh, it needs to change. It needs to be like all these different things. But it's like, no, you're like one of the best at what you do.
Thanks.
Which is
take pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
And
I was like, I hope we're talking about taking pictures.
Yeah. And yeah. He's a cinematographer.
Yeah.
He gets all the glory shots.
Yeah, exactly.
So you started.
Okay, here goes.
Okay. You started taking like senior portraits and shit, right?
Well, actually, I started doing weddings.
Oh.
Weddings was my first gig, and I started doing weddings because I had a friend that did really crazy expensive weddings, and he was kind of helping me get started in photography. And he was like, hey, if you want to help me with it, you can. And so I started helping with it, and I actually kind of liked it. I liked, being there the whole day. I liked being with the bride. I liked being there with the groom. I actually had a good time, but I like being around like that kind of atmosphere when I'm working, not in real life, but when I'm working. So it was always fun for me. And then that's when everything kind of happened with my accident. Then I moved and I started doing portraits more.
Well, I think we should actually talk about that, because one of the things that y'all don't know is this man's like an actual fucking hero.
Now I'll stop.
No, I'm not going to stop. This man is an actual fucking hero. Like, actually.
So let me tell you the story. So what had happened was, I was doing a lot of weddings. I'm going to try. So one of the things I'm trying to work on is not saying like a lot. And it's really hard. I need to take one of those classes that does like
vocal
speech
training.
Yes. Okay. So back to the story. So I was doing weddings at the time, and my friend from high school asked if I would take pictures of her daughter, who was graduating. Thank you. And I told her yes, I would, and so we decided to do it on my birthday weekend, and I was like, okay, I can do this. I'll just get it over with in the morning. We'll go downtown, take some pictures. It'll be really cool. Daughter was really sweet, super cool. We're shooting on this sidewalk, and a guy who's in his car passes out in his car because he has the flu, and he goes over like 4 lanes of traffic, and and I push her out of the way, turn around, and the guy pins me on the wall. So while I'm on the ground waking up, I wake up and I had broken my wrist, broken my thumb, broken my leg, and my foot got mangled, like hardcore mangled, all on my birthday. So I get sent to the hospital, and that's when they tell me that they're going to have to like cut it off, amputate it. And it really kind of wrecked me for a little bit, because I don't have like an office job where I can sit all day and work on a computer and not really worry about that. My job was weddings and portraits and going outside and doing all that. So it kind of wrecked me for a little while, but I was in the hospital for a little while, and I decided to stop doing weddings because it was just a little bit too stressful, because I can't make people stop and be like, "Hey, man, my leg fell off. I need to like chill out for a little bit." You know,
Literally, now
can y'all
with the
hold off?
prosthetic,
I
it can
know.
fall off. Yeah.
Can y'all not kiss for 2 seconds so I can like fix up this? So I stopped doing weddings. I finished up a couple of weddings that I had, which one was in Vermont and then another was in New York City. And then after that, I decided that I was going to just do studio portraits from then on and figure out how to make a living off of that, because I still love doing photography, but I knew that I wasn't going to be able to make that big cash with weddings. So I was going to have to figure out a different avenue to bring in some income, because it sucks being a photographer if you're not making any income. Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Sorry. I'm still learning the buttons.
It's okay. It's okay. You're doing good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So anyway, so I started doing that, and here I am.
Yeah.
Welcome.
And so you went from doing like wedding photography and then studio photography into now you do a lot of like physique stuff. You do like OnlyFans shoots.
Right,
you do like in the niche of like physique sex shots.
Yeah.
You are like one of the top in your field.
Well, it kind of happened by accident. I wouldn't say that I was looking for that, but I feel like I started out like in this huge arena of like portrait photography, and then I was like, okay, how am I going to make money from portraits? Because everybody does portraits. Everybody, your mom, your dad, you know, they have a camera and they're going to take pictures of the family. So
the iPhone has like a portrait mode.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
they use fucking iPhone pictures for magazine covers now, you know. So yeah, it's crazy.
It's true.
So I was in the portrait section. I was like, okay, well, let me learn how to do this first, and then I'm going to kind of go in a little bit deeper. And so when I started learning how to do portrait photography, the only friends that would help me were my guy friends, you know? So inadvertently, I ended up learning how to shoot men more than women. And also women literally get shot by every man. And contrary to popular belief, there aren't a lot of gay photographers in this business. It's a lot of straight photographers, and they like to shoot
women,
you know,
and
which
a
is
lot
fine.
of them can be fucking creepy as hell too.
They are creepy as hell.
Yeah.
So I started shooting men, and I started getting better at it and better at it. I was like, okay, well, that can be my niche. I can shoot portraits of men. And then that grew into shooting male models for their campaigns or for their portfolios. And so I started doing that. And then when COVID hit, that kind of all stopped, right? Because nobody was working, nobody was getting jobs, nobody was doing anything. So that's when one of my friends, Reno, he reached out to me and was like,
Reno Gold?
B Reno Gold, yes. So yeah, he's not going to come in, don't worry. You can, everybody's protected. We're okay. I know he jumps in.
Yeah.
Like,
there's like gold confetti and shit falling in.
No. I met him through another shoot, and he's one of the main ones that kind of got me into doing OnlyFans. And he was like, you really should do OnlyFans with your work. And I was like, well, I really don't shoot any of that kind of stuff. And he was like, well, no, you take really pictures of beautiful men. You can put it on there. People, and you'll find people that want to look at it. And I'm like, really? I don't know. I was like, it's just another fucking thing for me to do on top of Instagram, on top of Twitter, on top of Tumblr. That was back when Tumblr was really big.
Wait, you mean 2020?
Yeah.
Tumblr was still going off?
Wasn't it?
I have no idea.
I think it was.
I wasn't on that side of it. Well, I mean, I was, but I wasn't paying attention to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So I shot him and his friend, and the pictures got really popular, and I was like, all right, cool. I can do this. You know, I can shoot people naked, I guess, you know. I was very...
All right, let's also not pretend that you're a prude. Like,
I know I'm not, but I was very apprehensive because I'm very... Okay, I know. Yeah. But
it's
like...
different when it's your work.
It's different when it's my work, and it's different when it's your reputation. So like, I'm very like human resources minded. Like, because I come from a corporate background, right? Because I wasn't always a photographer. I worked in, you know, Best Buy. I worked at American Eagle. I worked at Banana Republic. I worked at PacSun, you know, all these other places where it's like you're given this handbook of how to treat other people and what not to do, what not to, and if you do this, you're fired. If you don't do this, you're fired.
Yeah.
So I was very apprehensive of getting people naked. I still am.
Yeah.
When I'm shooting, because I want to make sure that they're comfortable and they don't get the wrong idea.
Yeah.
Which is totally opposite of a lot of what other photographers do in this industry. Because after I started doing that, and then I would hear horror stories from guys that would work with photographers that were really big, that were so dirty and so grimy.
Yeah.
And I would be like, how could you do that? How did they get fired? You know, but it's because it's their own thing. But like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So
and it's really like that's actually something that I appreciate about you a lot. Like I'm not in the OnlyFans world,
right,
but like we know a lot of people who are,
right,
and like also just in social media in general, like there's like great community. There are a bunch of really like incredible creators out there, but there are a bunch of people out there who will like they can use it to just connect with people and then be fucking weird, right?
right.
But like you have always advocated for people, especially because sex work is so unregulated. Like, there's zero protections. Like people typically get into it because they're in a place where they need money. They're not in like very few people get into sex work because that was their plan.
Right.
Like they know, like very few people grow up being like, I want to be a porn star.
Right.
Know?
Right.
But a lot of people fall into it, and as a result, and because it's so unregulated, because there's so many people who are in it just because they want to either like see people, like hot people naked, or like do whatever.
Right.
Like people get into like terrible arrangements. But you are actually like, one of the things that I admire a lot about you is that you are big in the space, and you also do like take people under your wing and advocate for people. And like because there are a lot of really shitty like managerial managers
right.
who want to manage these like OnlyFans models or like young creators who don't really understand, like they're just getting into the landscape, into the industry, and you actively go out of your way to try and help these people.
It's like there's no unit for all of them to talk to each other. You know, like everybody's trying to do their own thing, so people don't ask for help. And so when I shoot a guy, for instance, like if a guy comes to me on the weekend or something, and we talk about his OnlyFans, we talk about his manager, and he's saying he hates it and he hates this, he hates that. You know, I'll tell him like, hey, you know, is it okay if I warn other guys about that? And he's like, yeah, tell them my experience, tell them what happened, or if they want to call me, tell me, you know, they can call me. And I like that, you know, and I wish the guys would do that more, because then we get rid of a lot of the toxic people that work in this industry. And you know, I've had guys come to me that have told me the same story about the same photographer that did the same thing to them while they were at the shoot. And I'm like, well, why don't you say anything? You know?
Yeah.
Or why don't you tell other people? He's like, well, you know, I don't want to get in trouble, and I don't want anybody to say anything, and I don't want to lose my job, and you know, I don't want to be that person that gets in, you know, that causes things. And I'm like, dude, you know, this guy or this woman did something inappropriate to you, you should tell people about it, because then something's going to happen to somebody else. And then sure enough, it'll happen to the next person.
Yeah.
And the next person. And the next person. And I can't really say anything, because it's not my place to out their experience, you know? And if they're fine with living like that, then that's what they have to do. But, you know, I do tell them, hey, is it okay if I warn people about that? And they're like, yeah, tell them. You know, tell them that they hide a camera in the restroom. Tell them that they, you know, will accidentally fall on their knees and your dick will fall in their mouth. You know, tell them that, you know, and that stuff happens, you know?
Yeah.
So I do try to advocate as best I can. And I'm not perfect. I'm not, you know, I do get pissed off at people too. I'm not like this angel. I'm not, you know, trying to say that I'm like this, you know, godsend, because I'm not. But I do try my best to help people out more so than others would do, I guess. Yeah.
So basically what I got from that was you're like OnlyFans Mother Teresa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah. That's what I got.
Yeah, that's very good. Yes. That's exactly what I was saying.
No, but genuinely, yeah, I really respect the fuck out of that.
And I try, and the thing is, you know, now my bread and butter obviously is shooting OnlyFans models, which is fine because I have an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
You know? And I make a lot of money off of my OnlyFans, which is great also. But, you know, I still love working with regular people. You know, I get people that message me like, hey, well, I really want to take pictures with you, but, you know, I don't do anything nude. And I'm like, okay, we don't have to do anything nude. Like, that's up to you.
And you also don't pressure people into that either, which is like another thing about like the space, that the stigma is there for a reason. Like, people do that, but you don't.
No.
And I really do like that about you.
And, you know, I've shot OnlyFans guys that will do everything on OnlyFans, and then they get here and like, well, I really don't want to shoot nude. And I'm like, okay, we don't have to. Like, it's not that big a deal to me. I just want to take good pictures of you.
Yeah.
That's it. And if
My
you
head's
feel
not in it.
yeah. And if you want to do that, then do that. I mean, I literally had a guy call me yesterday and was like, well, I really want to do nude pictures. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, let's do it. And he was kind of like waiting for a response, I guess. And I was like, okay. And he was like, is that okay? And I was like, yeah. I was like, so what do you want to do? Do you tell me exactly what you want? And he's like, well, I've been working on my body, and, I really want really great pictures. They're just for me.
Yeah.
Is it okay if, I do some erect and not erect? And I'm like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. I said, well, just send me some sample images that you're thinking of, and we can just do it,
Yeah.
And then afterwards he told me, man, he goes, I was really worried about this conversation because I was worried that you were going to freak out, or like, I was like, dude, I've seen everything. I said, and honestly, like, I'm just here to take pictures and make a good picture. I'm not here to judge you or tell you what you should do, what you shouldn't do, or get my rocks off and be like, oh yeah, I'm so glad you're going to do nude pictures. No, I'm not going to do that. You know, it's a job for me, and I want to keep this job. So.
Yeah, it is. It is really funny, like how when something like that is novel becomes your job.
Yeah,
it's like. It becomes normalized.
It does.
It's funny because like your humor and my humor are very similar. Like we're both raunchy and like kind of enjoy making people around us like slightly not like uncomfortable in like I should probably call someone, but like uncomfortable in like oh my God, I can't believe you said that.
Right.
And
we do try to outdo each other.
Yeah, we do. And I would say you're probably, if I'm like right here, you're probably like right there. You're just like always just like a little bit further.
Just
and
a little
I'm
bit.
not used to that. And so it's so funny because like when Taylor, my partner, is here, sometimes she'll be over yonder and she'll be just like kind of bantering with us occasionally. And you and I have a good banter going.
Right.
And she's like used to my shock.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I can still shock her.
Right.
But most of the time at this point,
she's
we've been
used
together
to it.
we've been together like 5 years. She's used to it.
Right.
And you take it just that little bit further where she's like, oh my God. Like every time, oh my God.
I love it.
Yeah. And it's great.
I love it.
And
yeah.
the twinkle in your eye.
I get so excited when you say something that'll like lead me to that path. Also, when I'm shooting with people, I have to warn them too. I'm like, okay, like I know I just met you yesterday and we're just shooting for the first time, but I do have a really dark humor. So, once the shoot progresses, if if I say something that you don't like, just tell me and I'll stop. And they're like, no, you're good. And then I'll, say something, very inappropriate, and they'll just be like, I'll be like, yeah, I said it.
Was that too far? They're like,
no, that's good. Okay, laugh then.
That's fine.
Yeah, then I need you to laugh. I need you to tell me. Please.
The pity laugh.
Yes, it is. It's a scared pity laugh.
Not the scared laugh. They're like,
Yes. All right.
No, but it's actually like, I fucking, you're wild. Yeah. You're wilding out.
I am.
Honestly, you fell into like the perfect job for you.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Why do you think that?
Because like, I love imagining you at like family gatherings with like an auntie or an uncle that you haven't seen in forever, like a little tío.
Yeah.
He's like, Mijo, how you been doing? What have you been up to? You're like, well, most of the day I film dudes fucking.
Well, pretty much. That's what what's so funny? You're telling that story because I was at my nephew's graduation party and my uncle was there and he asked me, he's like, so what have you been doing? I said, well, honestly, I said, I'm a little, I have a little bit of trauma right now. And he's like, why? I said, I had this shoot this past spring break and I was at this house and it was just a lot going on. He's like, well, what was it about? What was the shoot for? I said, it was this porn company called Carnal Plus. I said, they do like generational porn. So it's like daddies and twinks. I said, he's just looking at me the whole time. And I'm like, so, we're there.
Like a twink is a smaller.
Yeah. I told him, we were there and we were taking pictures and I brought my friend with me and they were using the whole house to do sex scenes, and the place that I had set up to do the portraits for the stars was right next to this huge dining room table.
Just out of curiosity, when you're taking portraits of porn stars, which head are you focusing on?
Both are in focus.
Nice.
So, yes. Well, I mean, both get their own perspective, but so we're taking pictures and the head of the company, the guy Legrand, he comes up to me and he's like, hey, he goes, is it okay if we film a scene real quick? And I was like, oh yeah, sure. I'll go ahead and stop. He's like, no, you can keep on going. Just, if you guys keep it down. I was like, all right, cool. And I thought it was going to be like hey, Dad, I'm home from college to wash my clothes. Where's Mom at? Oh, Mom's at the mall. Stepmom, your mom's at the mall, but stepdad's here. Did you need help with anything? That kind of bullshit.
Like, oh, I got stuck in the washing
Yeah, exactly. Well,
machine.
can you help me load the washer? I'm going to wash everything and be naked, and I was just, so I was excited about hearing this,
Yeah. Like, what's the
Academy
scripting
Award
process?
winning script,
Yeah,
writing,
absolutely.
screenplay. So me and my friend Colt are standing there, and the next guy comes up to shoot. And so I start shooting, and all I hear is, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And we both turn our head, and like literal gangbang on the coffee table, on the dining room table right next to us. And we were just like, okay, I guess this is happening. And they just kept going at it. And I guess I was like, I told Colt, I was like, hey, dude, just keep it down, because he wanted us to keep it quiet so that way we don't hear us. And he's like, okay. And the other guys, posing for his portraits, like nothing. And and there's just like 4 people over here. And I told after that guy finished, I was like, let's get out of here for a second. I need to go take a break.
Wait, which guy finished? It sounds like there were 4 of them.
There was 4. No, after our portrait guy finished, they were still going at it.
Oh, I guess that's not a wow. That's like a. That's
it was one of those things.
Yeah.
It's still very surreal to me, even though I've seen it a million times and have filmed it myself.
Yeah.
Being in that situation is just super surreal to me, and it's
every time you're in a gangbang, you're like, what the
fuck is going on?
Like,
why? Yeah, I need a break.
Yeah.
Get me out. Anyway.
You're
So
like,
so I told my uncle this, and my uncle was like, did you get paid for that? And I told him,
yo, get the bag. Get the bag.
And I told him, I said, yeah, I did get paid for that. I said, I got paid a lot for it, which is great. I said, and I would work with them again, but, I need to like smoke a joint or take a gummy something before I go in there, because it really did bring my stress level up a little high.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it was one of those experiences. But yeah, my uncle did hear that story, and my whole other family that was sitting right there, and they just kind of laughed at me.
Damn.
Yeah, I have stories.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
Wait, so what was the writer's room like?
It's funny because it's they have a script. They walk around with the script.
Is it like a script, or is it just bullet points? Because sometimes it feels like
it's a script. Like this particular company, they actually do hire screenwriters.
Wow.
That get paid to write this. I told him, I was like, I could do that. Give me in. I am a connoisseur. I can give you the best award-winning screenwriting awards.
Yo,
the first Emmy.
What if there was a fucking Rotten Tomatoes for porn?
And then like my name was on there, like the best screenwriter. Like,
actually, Trey, I think that like
for the monologues,
as a connoisseur, I think that you should start. Yeah, and you're like, oh my god, like an award show. You're like best supporting actor.
Yeah,
goes to
yeah monologue.
Oh yeah.
Listen, I could do it, but yeah, it was pretty funny. Hey, honey, we're home. Okay. Hey, Dad, where's stepmom? She's not here.
But daddy is.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
It's so awful.
That's
anyway,
crazy.
It's so awful. I know.
Wow.
I'll stop that. But yes, that's one of the many stories that I have of working in that industry, which was a good experience overall, but again, kind of, like every other Hollywood experience, it's not really regulated, so there's just people walking around buck ass naked, just everywhere. And I'm like, can you cover up a little bit? I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see this.
This is my work day?
Yeah. Can you take your penis off the table so I can eat my cereal, please? That's all I want to do.
And maybe like wipe a little bit. Like,
yeah. Oh gosh, there was this one guy where
damn, crazy you eat cereal still.
I know. Well, he had Chex Mix.
Oh,
and so he was like, do you want a snack? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, okay, cool. He's like, all the snacks are over there. And I was like, okay, cool. So I went and got some Chex Mix, and I put my hand in there and I kind of put it in a bowl. And then he comes next to me and he like lays his flaccid penis on the table.
You could say dick. I'm not scared.
And he's like, I know. Well, I'm trying to stay because of YouTube.
Oh,
yeah,
true.
Just trying to not go too crazy.
Yeah.
I'll say words
like creative euphemisms.
Yeah. So it's sausage.
Okay.
on the thing.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, I have a scene next, and I'm gonna have to shoot up." And I was like, "Shoot up?" He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "I take Trimex to stay hard during scenes." And I just kind of looked at him. I was like, "Are you gonna do that right here?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it right here. It's no big deal. It doesn't hurt that much." And I was okay. Can I just get my Chex Mix and get out of here, please? You got to do that next to me. But it's so flippant there. Everybody's just so used to it.
Wait, let me get this straight.
Right.
So you walk into the kitchen.
Right.
You're like, I got the munchies. Let me get my Chex Mix.
And he's like, "You can have some Chex Mix." And I was like, "Okay, let me stick my hand in there and get some Chex Mix."
Okay. And so this man walks over, uses the countertop like a bra.
Right.
The python.
Right.
And then he's like, you know what this snake needs
is a shoot up.
Is a shot.
Yeah.
So he pulls out his syringe.
Correct.
Pricks the trouser snake.
Right.
Right in front of you.
Yes.
You watch the balloon inflate.
Well, no, it does take time.
And then you're like,
I walked away before it inflated. Yeah. I
let
walked
me get
away.
back to work.
Yes. And then I told him, I was like, "Don't take the antidote until after our pictures.
The antidote?
I don't want you to have to take it again." Yeah, it stays ready to fight until there's another shot for it to relax.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Cockfights. That's crazy.
Yeah, and yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wait, so this is like a fucking poison. You literally need an antidote for it.
Yeah, you do.
You're just like taking uppers and
but
downers.
This is everywhere. I mean, this is in the entire industry. Like, this is not just that particular situation.
Damn, that's crazy.
This is like all porn companies do this with the guys. It's insane. And I mean, I get it, but it scares me because I just don't want that happening so soon. Like, a lot of these guys are like in their 20s.
Yeah.
You know, early 20s, late 20s. And they're just like, they just tell me, "Well, you know, I do it because it's just easier and I don't have to worry about it."
Yeah.
And I tell them, "Well, yeah, you don't have to worry about it now, but then when you're older, what if like you have to worry about it then?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it like in bodybuilding. Like, you'll have guys on gear.
Yeah.
And they're taking it and then they'll be dead at 45.
Right.
And you're like, all right, imagine that instead of your heart concentrated on your package.
Right.
And then like, that's it. Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Damn.
So, yeah, I've seen that kind of stuff, you know, a lot. But I get it though. That's their income. You know, I'm not going to fault them for it. If they're going to make, you know, $5,000 from a shot, then and they're fine with it, then do it. You know?
I mean, like when it's your job and there's no regulation, like
right, you do it.
You don't have a choice,
right?
You know,
exactly, because everybody's doing it, and that's just it. You know, if you're not doing it, then you better be very virile and ready to go when they say action.
Dude, I'm not.
It's crazy.
True. Yeah. What happens? Imagine like going from like porn.
Yeah.
And you're like successful. You're like a porn athlete.
Right.
You age out.
Right.
You're like 35.
Right.
Right. Imagine going from that to like a cubicle job.
There's
like,
no way.
What the like job application
and that's
process
the
is. And you're like, well, I've been working for the past 10 years. They're like, well, do you have any references?
Right.
You're like, yeah, I got big Tony.
That's it.
I'm resilient.
Yeah.
I'm very flexible.
Right.
You know, I can take all kinds of punishment. You know, I'm great with a script.
Right.
But what else do you need?
Yeah. It's crazy. I feel bad, but I get it though. And I feel also in that industry, a lot of them stay in the industry and become movie producers, movie cameramen. A lot of the models that were there that I've known before that don't model anymore were all like the cameramen or the sound people or, you know.
Makes sense. So
I get that too, because I get scared about one day maybe not being able to do this and having to get a real job. Because I don't think I could. I don't think anything would be able to.
Well, you have a real job. You're a professor.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like not in this profession.
Oh, you mean like outside of photography?
Yeah, like if I had to stop doing photography for some odd reason and then had to get a job at HEB or you know,
no store does more.
I know,
truly,
or office job somewhere, or like administrative work. There's no way I would be fired the first day from just like saying what my job used to be.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way. So
yeah, that is like, that's one of the things that I was always really careful of, with like not crossing that boundary, because like aside from the fact that I just didn't really want to go into like I had no desire to go into porn, but like there is something about once you go there, it's hard to make the transition back.
Yeah. I mean, there are people that do it, but very, 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 very few.
Yeah, we know their names for a reason.
Right, you know? Exactly, because it's very few people that can do it. And I get that a lot, too. You know, I understand that a lot. And I tell the guys that also because, you know, models will come to me and be like, well, you know, I'm just afraid to shoot nude. I'm like, well, then don't do it. They're like, but, you know, I really want this job. I'm like, well, you need to do what's comfortable for you. Now, there are models. Michael Yeager shoots nude. You know, Pedro shoots nude sometimes. You know, I said there's big models that do it, but you have to be in that stratosphere already to make that something that's gonna make you money and not look bad upon. Also, you got to do it in a way that's for fashion. It's not for porn. You know, it has to be something that's tasteful and not, you know, ankles behind your ears type of thing.
Ankles behind your ears is impressive.
Yeah, it is very impressive.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a level of flexibility I think not there.
Yes. Yeah. So but yes, that's true. It's hard to transition from that. And it's the same thing with photographers. You know, I feel like sometimes I get this stigma because I shoot OnlyFans stuff that I'm not capable of shooting other things. And then when they hear that I've shot for Box or I've shot for Skull and Bones or I've shot for, you know, other underwear brands that have used my stuff for their ads, they're like, oh, you did that? And I'm like, yeah, I did. I can do it all. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm an artist. I'm trying to make money with the best that I can, the way that I can. And I tell, like, again, you said that I teach. Yes, I teach at a school.
He's a professor.
I'm a professor. And I tell the kids there too, I'm like, listen, you know, you may just want to take only pictures of concerts, but you're still going to have to learn how to take pictures of babies, of dogs, of people, of sodas, of everything. Because if you want to be a working photographer, you have to be able to like do everything. You can't just do one thing because then you're going to be stuck and then you're not going to be able to make money. So I tell my people that, you know, hire me, I'm like, I do everything. You know, I try to be very versatile and I try to be fashiony. I try to be, you know, slutty with the OnlyFans stuff, but that makes money too. You know, I mean,
it does. Yeah.
If people didn't want to see it, I wouldn't be making money off of it.
Yeah, it's true. You have a very dedicated audience and you have consistent good income. And that's a really hard thing to have, like in any kind of creative profession.
Yeah.
Is like consistent good income.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you've done that and built your audience, like that's.
And I get scared sometimes too, you know, because I follow a lot of other photographers that will disappear all of a sudden. And I'm just like, where did they go?
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, there's a couple of photographers that you worked with that have disappeared, and you're like, and they were good. They were really fucking good.
Yeah.
And then they come back like years later, and it's like, what were you doing in that time? Did you make money? Did you, that shit scares me, which is why I'm always like trying to produce as much as I can and do as much as I can.
Yeah. It like
in any situation.
It can literally. True.
Yeah.
It can literally just like disappear. But like that's anything.
That is anything.
And like security is.
It's fragile.
It's a bit of an illusion.
It is.
And once you break out of the matrix,
yes, then you're good. You're good to go. Yes.
Yeah. But no, it's cool. I really like the thing that you have going on. It's fantastic. What is something about you that?
Right. I'm listening. I know.
What is something about you that your audience doesn't know that you would really like them to know?
That's
you're always the guy behind the camera.
I am. I don't know. I mean, I'm just a normal guy. I mean, I'm not
just like me for real.
I am. I'm just like you. We're all the same. I'm not a star. No, I'm just normal. I really just want to work and want to produce good stuff and want to make friends and want to. I know,
boring.
So boring.
That's boring.
I know. I don't know.
What's a weird talent that you have that nobody knows about?
Weird talent.
Or not nobody, but like what's a weird talent that you have that I don't know about?
Let's see. I know a lot of music. I'm really into music, like 80s music, 90s music, all that kind of music.
You are a Britney bitch.
Britney bitch. Yes,
You are
I
a
like
Britney bitch.
2000s music.
Mm.
I'm really just into music.
Mm.
I love music. Is there anything else that I'd like to do?
What's your favorite song?
It just varies. Yesterday I was listening to Keisha because it was on a TikTok. So
which song?
We're gonna die young. That one.
Oh, I don't know that one.
We're gonna die young. That one, no. And then I heard this other, and then I'm listening to Chappelle Roman. She's new. I saw her on what the hell is that festival called? Coachella. Anyway, she's really good. That's a good song too. I like all kinds of music. I don't like rap music. Sorry, I don't. I mean, Eminem, I like Missy Elliott, but like that's like the 2000s rap music.
Yeah.
The new stuff I can't get into.
Yeah,
I try, but I can't. That's when I show my age and my old ears can't.
Yeah,
can't,
you're 14-year-old.
I don't like driving. I hate driving.
That makes sense.
I hate driving.
I
hate traveling.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Even though I've been to places around the world, I hate it.
You're a homebody.
I am a homebody, but I just hate the process of traveling. If we could just like disintegrate and get there, I'd be happy. Like you know, like Star Trek wise.
Yeah, like warp
there. Yes,
yeah.
I would be happy with that. But other than that, I hate traveling. I don't want to go to a third world country. I don't need to see Fuji. I don't need to see Japan. I don't need to see it. I can see it on TV. It's just as good.
Yeah. Or when you're scrolling through your feed.
Yes, only because I have been places afar. And they're all the same to me. They're all neighborhoods. They're all stores. They're all hotels. You know what I mean? You just see different people. I don't want to go to a jungle. Now, the only place I would want to go to is probably like Europe, old Europe. You know? Rome.
You haven't been to Rome?
No. Rome. I'd want to go to Rome, maybe.
What's the porn scene like in Rome?
Maybe a little Prague.
Oh.
That's where the porn scene is. Those Prague boys. That's where I'd go. I'd shoot a lot of guys there in the face. Just kidding. No, I would just shoot a lot of people
Headshots, one may say?
Yes.
Or sorry, full facials?
Full facials, yes. No, I would like to go to Eastern Europe, but that's like when I'm older. I can't do that now. I'm just too tired.
Yeah.
That's
fair.
But yes, that's pretty much it. I'm not.
I mean, you've been.
I'm not an amoeba. I'm an enigma amoeba.
I'm a really large single cell organism.
I am. Yes. No, I'm not. I mean, I'm normal. I don't do too much. Yeah. And that's what I tell the guys too when they come here. Also, when they come from out of town, sometimes the guys will get here and they're in their 20s, early 20s, and are 19, and they'll come in. They'll be like, "Hey, what are we gonna do tonight?" I'm like, "Go to sleep."
Yeah. I am tired.
I'm like,
I have a 9:30 bedtime.
Yes, I do.
I get up at 7 for work.
And I tell them there's a pool outside, there's a hot tub outside. Do what you got to do.
Yeah,
have fun. Take an Uber. Go wild.
Yeah,
but I can't do it.
Yeah. Well, recently you've had a lot going on too.
Yes.
Yeah,
I do.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, so recently you've been going through. Your kidney is operating at like 8%,
something like that.
Yeah. Each
like
kidney is at like 8%,
pretty much.
So you have been doing dialysis,
correct,
for the past 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yes, and it sucks balls.
Sounds like it, minus the balls.
Yeah, minus the, and that's the fun part.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sucks balls.
Yeah.
I know nothing. Yeah, it's 3 days a week, 4 hours a day. Huge needles up my arm. Look at that. Look at. That crazy?
You're getting stabbed in the worst way.
For real. Yeah, not in the fun way. But yeah, it sucks. But there is, light at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully, I will end up getting a kidney transplant soon, which will help.
Which is exciting.
Yeah.
Scary but exciting.
And I'm hoping that happens soon. If it doesn't, I know, right? If it doesn't, then I'll stay on dialysis until I can get one. Yeah. And that's 3 days a week, 4 hours a day. And it's really fucked up my schedule.
That'll do it, yeah.
It does. And it makes you tired and it makes you cranky sometimes. But I'm dealing with it like a trooper, trying to get through it.
Yeah, you are. You're still smiling.
I'm still smiling. But yeah, it's one of those things where there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah. I just gotta go with the flow. Luckily, I haven't really slowed down with shooting or anything, which is good. You know,
which is crazy, actually.
I know, and I know I should be relaxing, but I can't because you need to produce.
Yeah.
Keith,
Well, I mean,
you know this. If you don't produce, then what are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, also, you've been going hog wild with the fucking cameras.
Oh yeah, I did buy a new camera.
New cameras.
I did buy a new camera.
Yeah.
Yes. It was a splurge, but
I want it.
I know you can hold it.
True.
If I had $1 for every time I said that. Yeah. So anyway, yes, everything other than that is going good.
Yeah. You are a meme lord.
Right.
Where it's true. You're like every time I check your page, it's like probably 10 plus a day. Like, how the fuck do you find, and because I know you make some
curate
of them too.
And make.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Curate, rather.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You are, honestly, you're like
So if you guys don't follow me, it's Trey S Photo Studio. It's going to be on the video, and his
is it
Instagram will be on
Trey
there too.
S Photo Studio?
Yes.
I always thought it was Trey's Photo Studio.
Trey S. Because S is my last name.
I know
Salazar.
it is. Like, it never occurred to
It
me. I
never
thought it was
occurred
like
to
a
you.
possessive
Trey's
thing.
Photo Studio. Yeah, I mean, it could
my
be.
God.
It's the same difference.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. So that's how I kind of started. Whenever I started doing Instagram, there was this other guy that I followed. I think his name was Daniel, and he would post all these super funny memes, and I was like, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy.
Mm-hmm.
So I started posting silly memes on mine, and that's kind of how it grew a lot. And now it's just habit. Like, I follow so many meme people, and I follow so many pop culture things that I find the most obscure memes. I really love the sexual ones. I think they're funny, like the porn ones
they're
where
the fucking best. Yeah,
where it's like, you know, giving your buddy a back rub, and he's like, you know, go
Yeah.
higher, or, you know, whatever. I don't know. I love those, but I also love the real super cheesy ones, like the one I put today of like the cat all dressed up, and it's like, went shopping today, felt good, put my new outfit on. And
Yeah.
it's like a cat all dressed up. You know, I think those are funny also.
Yeah.
But I have a really like wide range of humor, so I do love posting those, and like I really do love to curate them, and I really love to look for stuff to put on there because I think it's funny. And you know, other people make them, I'll tag them or whatever to make them grow because I feel like, oh, this is so funny. More people need to be watching this guy.
Yeah.
So it's fun. I love it. Yeah. So if
Truly.
you want funny memes, go to my story on Reel. And I was doing good. I mean, at one point before Instagram changed everything, I was getting like almost 30,000 people looking at my stories.
And over what period of time?
Like every day. Like that's how many people were looking at
That's
it.
crazy.
Yeah.
Your stories are so impressive. Truly, they're like a museum of memes. Like you literally are the curator.
And
it's
so,
crazy.
and then when Instagram changed everything, that's when it kind of all went back down to like, you know, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. I know it sucks. I hate it. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't care. But like, it just makes me mad that they block people. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Or you get special treatment, you get put up to the top because of XYZ.
Yeah.
And I'm always getting freaking told, like, restricted for pictures and stuff.
You're edging in like every way. You're like edging Instagram's content policies. You're over there edging in your content.
Yes, and
You're
it
like,
just what makes me mad is I don't even post like some stuff that other content creators post, but I'll get like told like, okay, you're on probation because XYZ. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, it wasn't even anything. Like, what are
it
you
wasn't
talking
even me.
It wasn't even me. Like, how dare you? Like, I get so mad at Instagram, but you know, you have to play the game.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's like,
I'll
that's
play.
not my butthole. I'll show you what my butthole looks like.
Exactly. Or I'll show you this other guy's butthole that you let him show all over the place. Or this woman with she's literally wearing like a pasty on her nipple, but you see her tits.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, all right, go ahead.
No, but yeah, so right now,
Mhm.
you're on dialysis.
Right.
You've taken a break from teaching for this semester.
Right, I'm not going to teach this summer or next semester because I'm hoping again that I'm getting a kidney transplant.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
In the next couple weeks.
Correct.
You're still doing shoots, which is crazy. What from here?
So I'm still going to do shoots because I still need to keep up with my OnlyFans and my Instagram and all that stuff. So I still have to be bringing out content. Now I have I have so much content that honestly, like I could not shoot for a year and I'd still have enough to post. But, you know, I like to keep things new and I like to keep people coming in and I like working with people. Yeah. Well, and I like working with people. I mean, I like meeting new people. That's why I like doing this. So this weekend I have Coley coming and we're going to shoot at my friend's house and then we're going to shoot here. And then after that, the following week, I have this new guy that's coming that just started doing OnlyFans. And he worked with a guy that I knew. So he's going to come next weekend. And then after that, I should know what's going to happen with me. And if I get the kidney transplant, well, then I have to wait, you know, before I can get somebody else to come in. But then if I don't, then I'm going to have people keep on coming. And then the next big thing that I have is in October, we're going to do another content house with some of my favorite guys.
Damn.
And just go and do content and for a week. And I feel that'll be good because hopefully by that time everything will be done and I can kind of like start fresh with that. And because I won't be working at the college, I can put all my focus on that. So I'm hoping that that'll be good.
That's exciting.
I haven't decided who can come yet. So before the guys start
exclusive one,
calling me, yeah, I'm going to make it super exclusive. I can't have, last time we did it, there was like 20 guys there and it was just, I wanted to jump off a roof. I can't do it.
Yeah.
6 is enough for me.
Yeah. I mean, and your content houses, like, they do well.
They do really well.
Yeah,
for everybody involved.
How did you start doing the content houses? Like, where did you get that idea?
I think I got it because I was working. So I have like a fan of mine, a curator, so to speak, or a what are they
fellow
called?
Connoisseur.
Yes, who has money, and he always would message me and be like, "Hey, you should work with this guy. Or you should work with this guy," and I'd be like, "Okay, cool." And he would pay me, for their pictures, or pay me or he'd pay the model also to shoot with me. So I liked that. I liked that the way it worked with that because the model was getting money and I was getting money and, everybody was happy. And he's the one that kind of suggested to me, hey, why don't you get a bunch of guys together and, I'll get the house. And I'm like, no, you don't have to do that. I don't want you to pay for that. I can do that,
Yeah.
So I was like, let me get my favorite people together. And so the first time I did it, it was probably like 8 of us and 9 of us. And I rented a Airbnb and honestly, it wasn't even OnlyFans stuff. It was just a bunch of guys together, and we did a bunch of lives. We did a bunch of, I think you went to that first one.
Was that the first one? Where we did the live? And
yes.
it was like the Q&A thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it wasn't even OnlyFans stuff. We were just all there doing pictures, chilling, and it was really crazy popular. And so the next time I did it, I decided to do it again. And this time I brought OnlyFans guys and I told them, look, it's kind of like you guys can do what you want, but make sure you do your test, make sure that, everybody's safe and, all this other stuff. And so we did that content house and it did even better. And then the next year I did it even bigger and then it just got even bigger. And I was like, okay, I need to stop because it was just getting too much. And it gets crazy expensive because I tell the guy, I tell the guys they have to get here, but then, I pay for the house, I pay for the food, and then I'm the only one shooting. So it's crazy busy for me because if there's more guys there's more people that I have to shoot. So I was like the last house that we did, I was up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to bed till like 12 o'clock at night because I was shooting all day long and trying to get everybody.
Yeah.
And then on top of them wanting to do scenes and then on top of doing the lives during the day. So this next one that we do in October, which, I know we're going to do regardless, is I want it to be just 6 guys. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah.
6 guys that come from out of town. And then, there's always like about 5 or 6 guys here from Austin that, want to come by and be part of it
just
also. So yeah, they don't have to stay with us.
Yeah. That's cool.
It's a lot of fun. And I try to make it a safe environment. I try to make it fun, and I tell them too, like, you can't leave. This isn't if you want to come and do content on your own, then don't stay here.
Yep.
You're coming to do content here. You're going to stay here, and then when it's done, you can leave. But while you're here, you're here. So,
and when we went the first time, like I went, I brought Taylor with me. Like it was a very chill.
Yeah, and that's what's funny, and that's the stigma that I try to like get rid of with these guys. Is I think there's this this thing with porn guys that or model guys that they're just kind of vapid or self-centered or and they're not, we're all the same. And most of these guys are just like us. Like they just want to make money. They're just trying to figure out just a way to survive. And if they work out and they have a big dick, then why not do with this? And they're fine with it. Then do it, Hell, I would if this was around when I was in high school, you'd see it all over the place right now.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, I think it's good, you know, and I try to make that safe environment for him and a fun environment, and then we all make content.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the next big thing.
I'm excited.
Yeah, you'll see it.
Hell yeah. I'm excited to see it. Trey,
Thank you.
you're fucking awesome. I'm glad we were able to do this also.
I want you to practice, hone your skills too, because I think you should do this also.
Oh yeah, interview people.
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
Why not? What else are you going to do?
I mean, honestly, a lot of things.
True, that is true. That is true. Unlike me.
Get
No, I'm
the
just
fuck
kidding.
outta here,
I'm just
man.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
But no, your audience definitely deserves to know who you are, because like you are a very unique individual.
Thank you.
A very special person
Thanks.
and a light in the industry.
I appreciate it. Thanks, audience. Thank you. I appreciate
yeah.
it. Anyway,
How do you
well,
sign off?
yeah, well, I'll tell them. So that way, well, thank you for interviewing me. I appreciate it. I know that it's, you know, your first time doing this, but that's good. You did good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, and I picked him because I know we have the banter, so
Yeah,
I knew it would be good. All right. So thank you everybody for watching. I will put Keith's at for Instagram on the video. I'll put mine on the video. Comment below if you have any questions or any comments. Be nice, please. Be nice. I get my feelings hurt really bad, but I appreciate everybody watching, and thank you very much. Bye bye.